So me and a religious friend of mine were discussing Christianity. He was trying to convince me of the existence of God and all that other stuff Christians do. When he started talking about God being all-knowing and knowing and omnipotent. So I quickly followed that up with the question of, if God being all-knowing and all-powerful, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and knowing everything in between, then he would have known when creating Lucifer that Lucifer would have turned against him. And if you say that, it might not seem so bad. Then, as anyone who knows about the Bible or the Christian religion, Lucifer is the one who tempted man, Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, to original sin. So, let's follow this a little bit. God creates Lucifer with the knowledge that Lucifer is going to turn against God and tempt man. God created man knowing that man was going to be tempted by Lucifer and fall to the temptation. So he created all this knowing it was going to happen. And yet the Bible still says man created original sin. That it was our fault. And I think if you think about it that way, that it shows you that it was actually God who is guilty of original sin. That sin wouldn't exist without God creating sin. Lucifer wouldn't exist without God creating Lucifer. And we would all believe and follow God's word if God wanted us to. But Christians preach that he leaves it up to faith, that we must believe in him before we know he's real. And I really don't buy that. It doesn't make any sense. Especially if he loves me and cherishes me and created me in his own image, then why would he risk me displeasing him by not telling me not to displease him? And you say, oh, he told you with the Bible. No, the Bible was written by man. It could just as easy, as soon as you're born, God could create you with the knowledge of his existence. Could create you with the knowledge of what to do. But he doesn't. And when you displease God, God sends you to burn for all eternity in fire and brimstone. Does that sound like a loving God to you? Let's say, for those of you who have children, would there be anything that your child could do to you that would cause you to wish him to burn and suffer and be ripped apart for all eternity. Because I know there's nothing my daughter could do to me that would make me wish that upon her. And these are just some ideas that are going through my head, and it just doesn't make sense to me. Well, anyways, you'd like to correct me on some things, or tell me why I'm wrong, you can comment below. Rate, even if you disagree with me or don't like my video, that's fine, rate it anyways. For those of you who do like my video, you can subscribe, one of those sides, and I'll talk to you guys later.